welcome to the Ferrari Esports Series 2023. I'm Julia.
And I'm Mike, and we are in the driving seat, not this seat.
You don't need to explain
the
that
figurative driving seat, on an epic journey to find the Ferrari Esports Champion of 2023.
Yeah, that's right, and it's going to be even bigger this year because now we got Asia Pacific coming into the mix.
Yes.
And also there's going to be a new addition as well, which Mike is going to tell us.
Yes. Before I get to that though, we need to point out that we are playing on Assetto Corsa and Assetto Corsa Competizione, only two of the most realistic racing sims on the planet. And that exciting thing,
Yes, what is
we'll
it?
talk about later in the series, there is a new car in which you'll be competing, and you get excited, it's going to be a good one.
As you can see, and as you will see, this year is shaping up to be the very best.
But we should probably introduce ourselves a little bit, right?
Oh, right, I was just having a moment, staring off into the distance, thinking about the year. Yeah, we probably should actually. You guys might know Mike already, you might know me, you might not know us at all. So we thought it'd be kind of fun to talk a little bit about like why we know each other and like, why we're here. So Mike and I have known each other for about 15 years?
Sounds about right.
Something like that. And we ended up really only first working together for Top Gear Gaming Show.
Yes, we did the Top Gear Gaming Show in 2021 together. And that was a really good laugh.
That was very fun.
Got to see my dream Ferrari that time as well.
Okay, so yeah, I've been thinking, ever since we knew we were doing this, I was thinking about how the fact that everyone has that like first like Ferrari moment. Like it's like a weird sort of car awakening.
Oh,
where
yeah.
you like the first time you see a particular Ferrari, a particular point in your life that's like, hey, I want that. How do I get that? Your one was the Testarossa, right?
Yeah, Ferrari Testarossa, that classic, you know, the racing driver in me should be saying F40 or F50 or LaFerrari. But for me, that slice of 80s cool, which is the Ferrari Testarossa, that beautiful wide rear, those side strakes, just everything about it screams cool. So I was really, really excited to see that as a kid.
They let us sit in it.
And yeah, we got to sit in
Couldn't
one.
drive it.
Yeah.
Let us sit in it though.
But I had that first moment where I saw it and I was absolutely bewitched. And then I heard it. And then I was like, well, it's love.
Why do you think everyone's so obsessed with Ferrari? Like everyone is a little bit obsessed with Ferrari.
It's passion, it's soul, isn't it, right? That's what Ferrari is all about, right? It's not a machine, it's almost like a living thing, essentially. And, you know, from the sound of the engines to the, you know, the engineering, it's just, it feels like a living sort of beast, essentially. And I think that's why it stirs the emotions, right? It's an emotional connection to Ferrari. It's, you know, it's all about that passion.
I suppose we talk about sim racing really as well. I mean, for me, I've hosted a lot of different kind of esports shows in my time, but sim racing is really where I've kind of like found my home in the past few years, definitely. I just like the blurring of the kind of like the esports side of it into sort of reality. It does feel like there's such a kind of like crossover, and I love that. I love the fact that anyone can watch it and understand it. It's not like you have to have like 4 explainer videos of like, well, actually, when they do this, it's like, who's driving the fastest? That dude, brilliant.
There's something universal about an overtaking move, right?
Yeah.
You know, when someone throws one down the inside and absolutely sends it.
Yeah.
It's exciting, yeah. And for me, sim racing is about getting as close as I can to my heroes, my idols on the racetrack. You know, to being able to do that at home, to drive the cars that I see my heroes driving.
There's nothing quite like getting the best in the world all together in kind of one place and just kind of seeing what shakes out, because like, you know, yes, okay, you've got to be a highly skilled driver, but it's also the pressure. That kind of like human side of all of this really fascinates me too, like who just kind of like goes fully into flow and into the zone, and like me would just completely buckle under the pressure.
That's it. I mean, racing is psychology, right? These guys, by the time they get to the grand finals, they know what they're doing. They are optimized. They've run thousands and thousands and thousands of laps, but if they crack under the pressure when they're being chased down by a fellow sim racing alien, then they're going to be in real trouble. So it's so much about it is psychology. These guys can refine and optimize as much as they like, but when the pressure's on, you've got to perform.
Well, honestly, we could actually probably just spend the entire thing just talking amongst ourselves. But that's not why you're here. And we also want to save some questions for the man who actually really knows everything.
The real expert.
Because he won the Ferrari Esports Series Championship last year, 2022, which is Jonathan Riley. So we'll be talking to him a little bit later on.
You can follow in his footsteps and buy yourself that golden ticket into the Ferrari family, right?
Did we get one?
Yeah, no, I think you have to be a really, really good driver, essentially. But
that's definitely not.
But yeah, so the winner of this Ferrari Esports Series 2023 is going to be, inducted in, and it is a family. You know, there's a strong sense of family at Ferrari, and so you'll be hanging out with Jonathan and his teammate Nicolas Longuet, meeting real-life Ferrari drivers in F1 and GT, and getting to experience that life as part of the Ferrari family.
What's up next, Mike?
Well, I thought before we get into the thick of the 2023 competition, we should look back through the mists of time to last year in 2022 when Jonathan Riley gained that coveted top spot.
At the start of the season, over 15,000 drivers submitted their lap times to go through to that qualifier.
That is 15,000. A ridiculous number.
To break it down, basically, it was in 4 phases. So, of course, with the hot laps and the qualifiers, it was over 8 tracks with 2 different cars. Tell us the cars, Mike.
So the cars were the 488 Challenge Evo and the 488 GT3 Evo 2020, 2 very, very desirable cars. So after a super demanding qualifying stage, literally hundreds of thousands of laps turned by these guys in their bedroom, it was whittled down to a mere 48 drivers out of 15,000.
48?
Yeah, right, there's some big maths. Big maths in there, Julia. So those 48 fastest drivers moved on to our regional challenge. Our 2 regions last year were the Americas and Europe. Mashin Swiderek and Michael Romagnoli took first place in each of the 2 races for the EU stage, with Jonathan Riley racing ahead from 9th place in race 1 to 3rd place in race 2, earning him a coveted spot in the grand final. Meanwhile, Brandon Hawkin put in a fantastic effort, pushing ahead as the #1 contender in North America, with Merrick Levesque and Christopher Sever hot on his tail.
But of course, there can be only one winner.
Otherwise, it's how it works.
A bit redundant,
yes,
really, otherwise.
Indeed.
So yeah, as the 6 finalists came into the straight, Jonathan Riley was the one who snatched the crown.
Yeah, absolutely stellar drive in the dark at Imola against some really high caliber competition, you know, the fastest drivers in the world. And yeah, he took it. And you could see how much it meant to him. The emotions were running high.
Show us your happy race face. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy.
So 2022 was an amazing tournament, but this year, 2023, is going to be even bigger, right?
Absolutely, yeah, because for the first time we have got drivers from the Asia-Pacific region joining our drivers from Europe and from North America, you know, battling it out in like testing their skills to the limit, you know, hopefully, fingers crossed, you know, being crowned the 2023 champion.
Indeed, but first things first, it's going to be the hot lap segment of the tournament. So what we have are 8 tracks across 2 games, Assetto Corsa and Assetto Corsa Competizione.
Which he just likes saying all the time to himself.
Competizione, it just feels right.
Yeah.
After that, we will take the top 3 drivers in each region on each track, and they will progress to the regional finals, so 24 in each region. Those are live finals, that's where it gets to serious business. And then we will take our top 3 from each region, 9 drivers, we'll add in a little wild card just for a bit of spice things up a little bit.
Cool.
And that will be our lineup for the grand final.
Yeah.
And there will we be crowning our 2023 Ferrari Esports champion.
It sounds simple when you say it, but actually there's going to be a lot of heated drivers.
Nothing simple about it, yeah.
No, not at all. But don't forget to go to our website to sign up and also to our Discord, you know, just to keep, you know, versed on everything that's going on. And also, most importantly, you know, when you can start submitting your track times because you need to.
Yes, don't wait. Head over to the tournament website right now to sign up and be notified when that will begin. If you think you're good enough, you're going to have to prove it. I'm sorry, that's just how it goes.
Well,
yes.
I think it's about time I told you where we're going to be racing from.
Ooh, yes, I've already booked some flights. I'm ready to top up my tan, look like a ghost.
I mean, I don't think there's anywhere you could go in the world that's going to stop you from looking like a ghost.
You're probably right.
But also, Mike, you do remember that this is an esports series. We don't actually go. I was just going to tell you like where the tracks are.
Yeah, you know, now you mentioned, I did think esports, and then, yeah,
Did
now you
you?
say it to my face, it
Yeah.
sounds, yeah. Our first circuit of the season is the iconic Spa, where Ferrari won the 6 hours of Spa with the AF Corsa team last year. Pay attention to Eau Rouge, one of the most iconic turns on the Spa track. You'll need to approach it at the right angle and speed. The Kemmel Straight is a prime spot for overtaking. It'd be tempting to race through at full speed, but patience and strategy is the best approach.
Laguna Seca is our next circuit for the season, and a particular section to pay attention to is the corkscrew. The braking zone is over a crest, which can unsettle the car, and the second apex is completely blind, so you need to point the car where you think it's going to be and just, well, send it.
Up next is Suzuka. Ferrari has the highest number of pole positions in Formula 1 at Suzuka, 10. The S's section of the Suzuka track is a series of high-speed corners where it is all about rhythm. If you get thrown off that rhythm in the early part of the sequence, it can end up costing you in every corner and then all the way up the hill to Degner 1.
COTA is our next circuit. In 2018, Ferrari driver Kimi Raikkonen won the United States Grand Prix at the COTA circuit. It was Raikkonen's first victory since returning to Ferrari in 2014. The steep climb up at turn 1 and a dramatic drop down into the hairpin at turn 11. It also has numerous elevation changes, so pay attention and learn how to handle each section.
Next up, Monza, home of the Italian Grand Prix, which Ferrari has won a total of 19 times. Monza is known for its long straights, so it's important to maximise your speed in these sections to gain an advantage over your opponents. Make sure you're getting on the power early and maximising your corner exits, because that's what will give you speed down the straights.
Next up is the Nürburgring GP circuit in Germany. This is a highly technical circuit that requires careful control of the throttle pedal during the more complex sections. Turn 1 is a sharp hairpin, and in a race is a great opportunity to overtake, and an even better opportunity to miss your braking point and end up doing an embarrassing 3-point turn.
The next track is Silverstone, where Gonzalez won in 1951, equipped with Ferrari's innovative disc braking system. Copse is one of the fastest and most challenging corners on the Silverstone circuit. To get through this corner quickly and safely, brake early and lightly before the corner, then turn in late and aim for the apex.
Last track of the season is Imola, Ferrari's most successful track in Italy with 19 wins. The Acqua Minerale chicane is a fast sweeping corner that requires precision and confidence to navigate quickly. Use a late turn-in and carry plenty of speed to get through the corner.
So one person who knows exactly what it takes to win the Ferrari Esports Series is last year's champion, Jonathan Riley, who joins us here in the studio. Come on, give it up for Jonathan, please.
Best in the world.
Best in the world.
How does that feel? Best in the world. It's pretty good.
It's amazing. My life has changed so much the past year, and it's an amazing achievement.
So go on, how exactly has it changed, right? Like, what's it been like joining the Ferrari family?
The Ferrari family, oh my God, it's nothing like anything you've ever experienced before.
Tell us everything.
Yeah, everyone is super nice. It's a team where everyone wants to do really good. They want to be the best, and it's a fantastic place to develop and just be yourself and really experience the brand of Ferrari and how it feels to be part of the Ferrari family.
It's like goosebumps as you walk through
Exactly,
the doors.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I love that camaraderie as well. It's something really very important in GT racing is that sense of teamwork and working with your fellow drivers and stuff. How has it been sort of integrating with that team?
Oh, it's been completely natural. Everyone knows what they want to do. Everyone knows how well they want to do. They want to be number one. And everyone has been in this industry for quite a long time. And lots of people know each other as well. But all the GT drivers and F1 drivers that I've met in the esports team have been very nice. And it's been very easy to get to know them, to work with them.
I mean, would you say that now that people sort of look at esports differently to like when you first kind of like started? Because I feel like there's been a switch. Like it's got more of the respect that it deserves.
Yeah, I think it mainly has to do with the development of sim games. Of course, simulators have gotten more realistic over the past couple of years, and so people have been treating it more and more as a simulator rather than a sort of arcade game, and people have been taking it more seriously, definitely.
Now, everyone watching this who's going to enter the tournament this year is going to want to pick your brains for knowledge, basically. So what would your advice be to someone who is joining the Ferrari Esports Series in 2023?
So I guess my best advice to give anyone who is either joining it for the first time or joining it as a person who wants to finally see himself join one of the best teams in the world is to try very hard, always practice a lot before each race. I think knowing the limits of the car and knowing the limits of the track and just getting used to each track before you go to an event, I think is very important. And also just, try your very best and, see where you go.
And what would you say has been like the best kind of Ferrari moment that you've had?
I guess, of course, it has to be last year. I mean, the finale of last year was incredible. The races with the Challenge Evo at Imola have got to be probably one of my best, Ferrari moments that I've ever experienced.
Yeah.
How did you soak up that pressure? Because, coming down to that final race in the dark at Imola, and you performed so well.
Yeah.
You're laughing. Why are you laughing? You're like,
I'm laughing
I've forgotten
because-
all about it.
It's over.
Yeah.
You don't
Remembering the trauma. It's pressure can be a very awful experience. I think we went into the race with me and Chris Seaver tied on points, and it was a reverse race in the night, so it was the most chaotic race you could ever make. So going into that race, I think my biggest, I said to myself before the race, I said, look, don't do anything stupid. If you do something stupid, it's over. But it's incredibly hard to keep your cool, because if you don't keep your cool and you go off track, or you crash into another driver, not only will your championship dreams be over, but you'll be kicking yourself as well.
Yeah, you feel like you won't have done yourself justice. And mistakes compound, don't they, basically? Like, you make one error and you start overthinking it and you start trying to make up for that error.
Yeah, it's very important to have a clear mind, because if you keep focusing on what happened before and what you could possibly do in the future, you're not thinking of the now, and you could definitely lose focus.
Do you have like a phrase you say to yourself, like if you find your mind like wandering, you know what I mean? Like, wait, pull it back. What are you doing? Go on, Jonathan.
I don't have a catchphase. I mean,
Well, no, like something you'd say to yourself.
Yeah,
in
like
your
a
head.
reset. So,
Like, come on.
It's normally in like motor racing, often it's like head down, the race engineer gets on the radio, it's like head down, focus on what you're doing,
I mean, I don't really have a catchphrase. I mean, I just empty my mind, basically.
Yeah.
Or just mindless.
Do it on instinct. Quite often that makes you faster, because if you're overthinking it, you end up overdriving the car, you end up attacking the corners too much, whereas actually it's all about flow, and it's muscle memory, right? You've turned thousands and thousands of laps, right?
Yeah, as well. And I mean, it's good to calm yourself, because if you always think about, I need to do better in that corner, and you really want to improve, and you also really want to do well, you're going to be very stressed, and you're going to put yourself under a lot of pressure. So I think a big thing is just to calm yourself.
How do you calm yourself? Do you do like any kind of like just like a ritual beforehand? Do you do to like chill yourself out?
I think of nothing. I just think of driving. I think of racing, and I think it's driving with a little bit of anger, because if you drive with anger, some people can really control that and turn that into pace. So I drive a little bit angry sometimes.
Nice. Yeah,
So
just the slight red mist coming down.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm much slower when I do it than you are. But what amazes me is that you're how old now?
19.
19 years old, and you've got that level of focus and maturity. That just like blows me away.
I mean, I've met like 30-plus-year-old adult men who haven't got any of that clarity or.
Are you looking at me?
Yeah.
It amazes me, and it was an astonishing performance. Just give me a bit of background on what's the preparation like for a tournament like this. Obviously, it starts with a hot lap competition where you're in your own home with your own kind of comfortable setup. But how many laps did you put into the tournament last year?
So in terms of laps, I did about 150, 200 laps per event, because sim racing is very unique. Everyone has infinite practice time. So to be at the top level, you can't leave anything to chance. And that includes practice time and getting track time with the car. So people spend an abnormal amount of time practicing, some more than others. Some put 5 to 6 hours of practice during the day, and some put 10 to 11, maybe 12. So treating it as like a full-time job. But it's all about burnout, because if you get burnt out after 6 hours, I mean, that's fine. You can always take breaks, but it's very important to use every single minute that you have off track in order to improve yourself and to give yourself the best chance for that big event.
Yeah. Were you trying to juggle it around, studying or working?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult because some people can focus on it all day, and some people definitely do have studies or work that they need to focus on off track as well. So for some people, they need to implement a bit of discipline and also implement a bit of time management in order to get the best out of themselves.
You didn't find yourself sacrificing sleep? You weren't up until 4 in the morning?
Surely that has such a negative impact. It's not worth doing.
Maybe.
You can afford to have a couple nights where you don't get as good sleep, but sleep's very important. I think you definitely need to focus on sleep and preparing yourself for events. Usually that'll be a couple of days or maybe even a week in advance, depending on what type of person that you are. But it's very, very important to get a good night's rest and to also hydrate as well before an event. Because if you start dehydrating, you start thinking about other things and you start making silly mistakes.
It's sort of the modern race driver now it's more of a holistic thing. It's not just about in the car. it's fitness. It's about like mental preparation.
That's the same with esports though as well.
Exactly,
Esports is like all other esports as well have now like realised the benefit of obviously just having a healthy body, healthy mind. Yeah, I mean, it makes common sense.
Yeah, if your fitness is up there as well, it helps improve your focus, and I think also it just helps your mental health, because a lot of people don't feel as good when they sit on the rig all the time, and they don't focus on themselves, they don't focus on their fitness and stuff like that. Of course, some people don't mind that, but it definitely does help if you improve on your fitness, if you just improve on your nutrition. For esports, it definitely helps your mental health, and it definitely improves your self-image and your focus, and yeah, overall, it's very good for you.
Is that something you feel like the sort of being part of the Ferrari family can help with? Those sort of extra elements of
I was kind of hoping being part of the Ferrari family would mean like the most incredible
Company
Italian
car.
food. No, well, yeah, obviously company car, but also like food. I mean,
Yes.
surely freshly made pasta all the time, all day. I mean, that would be that in the car.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they do make very good pasta.
Yes,
There we
it's
go.
ridiculous. But how could you not have great pasta? I mean,
I'm carb loading.
it's for work, okay?
So are you spending a lot of time in Italy? Is that how it's working at the moment?
Yeah, so at the moment, I do study as well. So at the moment, I go to Maranello often for events and practice and stuff like that, and helping the team. So yeah, obviously I spend off time as well studying in the UK. So yeah, there's a lot of flights, a lot of traveling, and it's really fun.
That's fun. I bet you really enjoy it. How's your Italian? Not that.
Needs work.
Not that.
Not as good as the driving, I'd assume.
Yeah, I mean, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
So tell me about your programme for this year, because obviously you're now part of the esports team. Where are you going to be competing this year? Where can people see you compete?
So Ferrari this year is mainly focused on the SRO series, because that's the best series in ACC. That's our focus.
Yep.
That's where we want to do the best in. So at the moment, all the focus is on that area of ACC and esports. Of course, for Ferrari, we have other teams out there that do F1, that also do R Factor 2 as well. So yeah, our main focus is the very best series in all different sims.
And that follows the sort of the GT World Challenge calendar around the world. And they do a great job in that series of bringing the real drivers into those races as well, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah. So obviously there'll be the Sim Pro series as well this year for the SRO series. So yeah, we will get to go on track. We'll get to meet the real drivers, how they think about the sims. They'll get to try it out as well. But yeah, it'll be a great time when we follow the GT World Challenge calendar.
What has it been like meeting the sort of Ferrari factory drivers in real life? Do you feel like there's a lot in common that you have with them as people are competing at the top level in your respective disciplines?
Yeah, I think the main thing in common is that we're driven to be the very best. We're driven to be very fast. Of course, every factory driver that I've met is very intelligent, and he's also very disciplined as well. They're also very nice. They're very approachable because they're used to working as a team. They're used to working with each other as well.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What does it feel like having, the prancing horse on your chest?
It feels great, yeah. One day I'm just competing in the series, trying to do the best. The second I have the shirt on, so yeah, it feels amazing.
So just before you go, one final kind of hot tip for all the people who are going to be competing in this series, who want to be the next winner. What's your number one bit of advice for them?
Number one advice I'd probably give to someone who wants to be the best, who wants to beat everyone else, is to, I guess, leave nothing to chance. Always try your best, always practice a lot. And if you're dedicated, you try hard enough, even if you don't beat everyone, of course you can say within yourself that you tried your hardest, and you'll feel good after the event. But the best chance that you get for being a winner is someone who tries all hard work every single day.
That is great advice, not just for this tournament, but for life in general.
I really feel like I need to do that.
I'm taking notes. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Thank you for joining us here in the studio. And congratulations again. Enjoy your year as a Ferrari Esports driver.
Oh,
thank you, guys.
I'm a little bit jealous.
I'm
not gonna lie.
not just a little bit.
Actually, no.
Off the scale
I'm not
jealous.
Yes. So, some great news here for F1 and for racing fans. I've got my hands on the brand new F1 wheel from Thrustmasters. So it's a full one-to-one replica. We've got an LCD screen here with all of this kind of information, and it's going to give you like full telemetry data on your drive. So what's cool about this is you've got this quick release adapter, which means that you can actually change your wheel rims in like 5 seconds. So actually, mid-race, if you wanted like a bit of an extra challenge, just add it in. And also you've got these beautiful, see here, these dynamic LEDs. So you can actually customize your car inside and out, which is pretty cool. And this beautiful little combo is going to be available very, very soon. So yeah, keep your eyes out because it is pretty good.
I'm insanely jealous of the fact that you got to play with that kit. It's really good. And if you would like to try using the Formula Wheel add-on, Ferrari SF1000 edition, we are going to be giving away 2 of these.
You want it.
Yeah,
Trust
you really
me, you
do.
want it. Because
it's got
also,
the screen, it's got the shift
LED
lights.
lights. The shift lights, amazing. Don't even have to look down, they're so bright.
Yeah, I would love to be stealing this, but it's going to 2 competition winners are going to get these. And got something else special for you, actually. A little world exclusive. We have the Thrustmaster Ferrari 488 GT3 steering wheel, which is coming out later this year. This is a prototype. It's the first anyone has ever seen of this. And what I love about this is it's designed after the real-life steering wheel, and it has the same ergonomics, right? So when you're holding it, all these buttons are underneath your thumb for extra comfort when you're doing those 3-hour night stints in a 24-hour race.
It happens a lot, but I take your point, yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So this is a prototype. First anyone's ever seen of it. It's a little world exclusive for you.
I think, though, when it comes to racing, obviously there's, I hate to say it, but there's clearly one winner.
Oh, thank you. It's so nice of you to say, yeah.
I mean, I don't really like giving you compliments if I can help it, but I thought it would be kind of fun that, you might as well put your money where your mouth is and maybe, upload some lap times so that everyone else watching
Maybe I will.
proves that they're better than you.
In fact, why don't we make it interesting, Julia Hardy? How about a little head-to-head race? Jonathan will talk you through, and at the grand final, we'll have a head-to-head race live.
What, in front of everybody?
Yeah.
On the rigs?
Yeah. You've got the best tutor there is. Last year's Ferrari Esports Series champion.
Okay. Well, yeah. But you know how I perform under pressure, which is not well. You've seen it happen.
Well, you've also heard the man. Jonathan said you've got to focus, empty your mind.
Yeah, okay. It's
Stay
all right.
hydrated.
Yeah, okay, that's all very good and well, but you've seen how much I crumble under pressure. It's all very well saying be cool and calm and collected, but then everyone's staring at you, and then you get in your head, and then you just don't remember anything.
Yeah, that is the pressure of the grand final. That is what our competitors are going to have to deal with when they sign up. So,
thank goodness they're professionals, not me.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't forget, of course, to go to the Discord as well. There'll be a link below so you can start joining the community right now and just getting involved, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And the tournament website is open now to sign-ups, and you'll be able to then submit your times later on. So if you want to be notified exactly of when that's happening, do sign up now. Don't wait around because you don't want to miss this one.
And I think now we might have a very special message from a certain Ferrari driver.
Hey there, it's Aurelia. I'm a proud member of the Ferrari family and I'm training with FDA while tearing up the track in Formula 4. Get ready, because this year's tournament is going to be epic. I challenge you all to bring your A game. I can't wait to connect with some of you later and welcome you to the Ferrari family.
Mike, it is the, sadly, end of the show.
Yeah, or the checkered flag, as we call it in the business.
Are you going to be like this all the way through? Like, oh, it's the driving seat. Oh, no, it's a sofa. Lol.
Do you want to know when you can see more of that?
Please.
July,
no.
when the qualifying comes round. Yeah, we'll be here for the qualifiers in July. We'd love you to join us then for more of this. It's going to be very exciting.
I'm excited about that. I'm less excited about Mike, if I'm being perfectly honest. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been really, really great. We're super excited to see how this competition plays out. And I guess just big thank you to Jonathan. What a superstar for giving top tips. Might be in with a chance, probably not.
And thank you to Ferrari for putting this together and for having us along for the ride. So see you in July.
Yeah.
You go practice on the sim rig or?
Not with you watching.
All right, I'll do it then. That thing is tempting.